to show my intelligence, there's a reason why we're starting a few minutes late. It's because I had forgotten to send the link to the Aussie guy, because I sent it to some guy called Dean. That's Aussie guy's real name. Not to dox him, but I accidentally sent the link to Aaron from the Steel Toe Morning Show. I highly doubt he'll come on, but Aaron, if you're watching and you would like to come on, you're very, very welcome. No drama from me or Dean, whose nickname is the Aussie guy, at all.
Or me.
Yeah, or that guy. And if you listen to the audio version, that lovely silky voice was the first time I'm speaking to him on this show. Patrick Melton from Nobody Loves Onions or Nobody Likes Onions. How are you doing today, lovely brown eyes?
Good. When do you Venmo the 500? Before or all right?
Oh yeah,
Making sure.
Speaking of starting off with some hilarious manliness, Lemmy's starting off by showing us some animated milkers. Nice one. Let's get a t-shirt made. And Flat Cat Jessica, the infamous one, has become a member. So it's pretty much, we're off to a fantastic start that will only be topped if Aaron comes on and clicks on the link. I think that people should tweet Aaron to see if he wants to come on. I think it would be good. It could be a good time for all of us. And Lemmy has officially been a member for 12 months.
Can I predict tonight on his show he'll be like, I was out cigar shopping, or I would have if I even saw that. You lucky I didn't see it, or I would have gone on there. He's out doing. He doesn't live at a computer, Hughezy, so he's not watching Twitter and seeing what's up. He's not. Later on, he'll be like, I wish I would. I was out, at Goodwill getting golf shirts.
Desperately unhappy Gilmore. Addicted to ubiquity, gifted one huge entertainment membership. What a good guy he is, even if he is not white. I guess the first thing I'd love to ask you about Melton is, and this is something that happens all the time with online, is, they say RedBar is watching, RedBar is watching.
Yeah.
I'm as stupid as this sounds, you'll be shocked to hear, I was completely unaware of him for years. I had heard that he'd got badly ill, drifted off, and then came back, whatever, and that he had a feud with you for years. He was fucking fighting, and now he went off. I know that he was then threatened by a comedian called, is it Sam Tripoli?
I missed all that. Like, I wasn't watching it, so I don't even know what happened with any of that. Something with, from what I understand, something with Tripoli and something with Joey Diaz.
Yeah. So Sam Tripoli, if that's the name, has two special needs children, and
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, RedBar went after them, spoke about how they should have been flushed on the toilet and stuff. It was
well, how do you have two? How do you have two? At some point, you got to look inward and go, "This is my seed that is spoiled."
He is Italian, right, Dean? Aussie guy.
No, well, I didn't know that. I didn't know he had kids.
I need to ask, can you guys hear me and see me, and am I moving? Because my computer's melting down. I can't see any of this.
I can all three.
It looks fine. People are making fun of my camera too, but I'm using a cheap webcam.
Excellent.
Sorry. That's what Hughezy's worth to me.
Yeah, or as I know, is an expensive webcam. But talk to me, Patrick, about this RedBar thing. Why do you think he's come back after you? What
I just saw that. I just saw that clip that I think Doom put up. Who again? I pay this guy, and now he's after me. Doom put up a clip where Aaron watched RedBar. I guess he's going after my laugh. That I didn't know I had a new fake laugh, but that makes sense. Because I don't know if you've been paying attention, but like I'm on the run and I'm crumbling, so I have to develop laughs. No, I honestly have no idea why RedBar. Is he after me? I don't know. People are like, he loves you now. People are like, he's coming. The watch is starting again. It's like, oh no.
Yeah, but that's the thing that I really don't get. Still no sign of Steel Toe, by the way. Let's get that link. Let's get in his tweet. Tweet him. Maybe he's at the golf course doing something. Maybe he's smelling his Well, it is stupid. It's fucking boring. But yeah, this RedBar, I don't get how he gets away with it because he goes into hiding and he targets these people and he does what 6 to 7 hour long streams.
So
And
do
he
I.
has this like acolyte following who will defend everything he says. So
But we
basically,
all do. Don't we all have that to some extent? Even if you know, like everyone's got blind followers who it's why they spend all day arguing. You know, I try to tell people like stop arguing with these people. Oh no. How's this happening?
So did this one freeze?
Yeah, I like my screen went completely white. I couldn't see you guys. I could hear you. I couldn't see anything on the screen. So I was like, I got to get out and come back in. This is ridiculous. I can't do this. So,
I had really thought that Aaron had taken the thing, but maybe towards the end, if we give him a good roasting, we will get him to. We will. In fact, we will stay. We'll start the roasting now, and we'll say that fucking Aaron needs to team up with RedBar and suck his dick or
They
something,
are.
right,
They're
guys?
taking me down. They're taking me down, man. I watch that clip. Aaron, you could tell Aaron thinks that like him and Mike are like coming after me.
it came across to me like Aaron got a little bit drunk on RedBar because he started revealing a lot more about the Google account stuff, like and the charges.
Right.
Like he got a little more cocky and excited about it. Now, Patrick, obviously, I know you're not going to jail, but given how bored the St. Cloud police seem to be, are you worried about the inconvenience of having to turn over shit?
So you let this guy Dean come on here under the guise of we're all going to hang out. You let this Dean guy come on. You see what he's doing? He's snaking in like a little piece of shit. He's being a asking me that question. You know, you came. No, I know what you did, Dean. You came in here acting like you were part of a show. This was going to be fun. But now you see, I don't, you know what? If you just set up an interview with me, if you just asked me for a day and a time where I could prepare for these questions, you're being a Dean.
We have a guest backstage.
He's being a rat fuck, Hughezy, and I don't appreciate you sending out links.
We have a guest backstage.
Sunday. We do?
Yeah.
Hey.
I did not know this was going to happen, but ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show.
No. Hughezy, Merry Christmas, you drunk. Patrick, I'm a huge fan. Aussie guy, you are a huge with shitty internet.
Thanks, man. It's not my internet. It's my
did you see how I deflected that? We moved off the question. No, sorry. What was it? I'll answer any question. I don't care.
No, I was definitely going back to it. No, in all seriousness, like the St. Cloud police do seem to be bored. Like this revenge porn shit, and even like an ounce of cocaine. Who gives a fuck? But you know, so are you worried about the inconvenience of having to fucking turn shit over?
I've never. First of all, I don't think I'll have to turn anything over. Like again, I've not done anything. But second of all, I've said from the beginning that I mean, look, if an investigation got open, like sure, someone's gonna come talk to me, or I'm gonna be like this thing about prison and everything. Like nobody even knows what the fuck they're talking about. No one's hacked anything over here, so like. Maybe they'll come, man. Maybe they'll come. I don't know. I'll let you know. Like I'm not.
Now you built it up a lot, right?
Yeah.
About and we assume this Google thing is what you were building up. Can you give some more context of to what information you were given to build it up so much?
Sure. So Nick messaged me one night, late in the night, and he's like, you know, Aaron left my computer logged in, and I go, do you know what that means? You know how much shit we could get? And then I sent him a go to my PC link. You ever heard of that? It's one of my sponsors, go to my PC. And it lets me get on his computer. And then I moused around a little bit through Aaron's account. And very quickly I found out, you know, the images that are there, the self-pleasuring videos that this guy takes on his own phone.
Whoa,
and uploads to the cloud. I mean, so we started going through, you know, private lawyer conversation. Is that what they're called? Lawyers? And then, you know, so they're like, you know, I think we're going to get him. And we were laughing about that. And then nudes of April. We downloaded so many nudes of April. and made wallpapers. We both were like trying to make the coolest wallpaper. We had a contest. And
so the difference between you and Aaron answering my questions is Aaron will just yell at me. You'll go on a ridiculous fucking explanation and give me nothing. Thanks. Appreciate it.
This is 100% true, and no one will ever believe it. Nick has never, ever, ever told me that he has access to Aaron's Gmail account, like that 100 or a Google account or whatever. I assumed all of this. I just assumed it, but and then
what
started
did
taunting Aaron about it.
But what did he tell you?
I had no idea.
Sorry, did this just pop up in your head that you decided to run with it? Or was there something that Nick told you that made you go, I can make something of this?
I think we were just talking about when Aaron used to do shows over there. And then I deduced that, Aaron probably logged in. You know the way, like, Aaron broadcasts through, like, OBS and the YouTube backend. He doesn't use StreamYard. So, like, I figured he would probably log into his computer. And I don't remember if I don't even know if I asked. But Nick never, ever, ever said to me or whatever that he had access to this. And I just thought it'd be funny to run with it. And I had no idea he was putting out those screenshots of that stuff or anything. So, like, it's like no one will ever kind of believe. Look, I don't know if he did. I have no clue what Nick did. I have no clue. But everything I've said has pretty much been out of my ass. I was seated with something, and then I just ran with it.
But do you think, and this is my opinion on Nick Rekieta, it's kind of like the guy who goes in and starts a fight, gets the shit kicked out of him, and then tries to trash talk the winner for being a thug. It's like, but Nick, everything that Aaron has done that's so bad, you were all in on it.
Right.
That's why I just think that the problem is Nick has gotten out there and has sort of tried to dirty Aaron's good name.
Now hold on. In your opinion, you think Nick has gone around trying to ruin Aaron's good name and not vice versa?
Yes, Nick would never come on to talk about boxing with me. You know. By the way, there was a super chat by somebody called Michaela saying, "Can't wait to meet you all in Vegas." Well, I'm not going to put it up on screen because the image used is of a woman with the prolapsed anus.
Jesus.
So I'll save that one for later. But let's get back to the April photographs. Did she have a big hairy pussy?
I don't remember.
I would remember that. What about Aaron? Does he have a big long penis?
I take the Second Amendment.
I'd like to see it. Right then, Aussie guy?
Definitely.
The Second Amendment's the gun one. Nobody even gets the joke because you're not from here. Oh, God.
No, I got it. I just didn't think it was that funny.
Wow.
I kind of went, you know.
Well, this is funny.
Ow! That came out of my penis!
See? But yeah, I think that this Nick Rekieta guy, I don't know how he's skated by and all this stuff. That if you have kids and you're having a party where there's
he hasn't skated by. He's got felony charges. Everyone keeps going like, when is Nick going to be held accountable? It's like he's the only one being held accountable. He has charges. What are we talking about? How has he skated by? He could go to prison for a very long time. Like, how's he skating?
What's April going to do for money? That bitch doesn't work.
He's got a very profitable YouTube channel. The children can run it.
I don't know. I just think that there's something really weird about Nick Rekieta. Like, who the fuck watches Steel Toe and thinks, I want to fuck her? Let's get that guy.
Everyone. Have you been hanging out on the message boards for Steel Toe? Everyone wanted to fuck April. Everyone but me.
That's how you know that show was not that popular, because they find her attractive. You know what I mean? It's not like if you get like some sexy Hispanic fucking woman on, I can understand that. April looks like me. I wouldn't fuck me, right, Dean?
No, definitely not. That's the thing though. When Patrick, you first stumbled across Steel Toe, they were riding high, and April was on that show, and she was getting a lot of simp love. And I think that is a lot of reason why they were hitting goals so regularly. And Aaron wasn't such a beggy monster. You know, you've been called, like, you've been said to have run April off the internet. Do you think that is kind of what you did to the show, is take away those simp dollars?
No, I think when you go back through it, first of all, yeah, I think that happened. Like, first of all, I just started talking about the show, and then people started agreeing with it and going like, oh yeah, this guy is. And then you started seeing all the little cracks in their relationship. These things exist. When you see the fights that they have on camera, you have to imagine the off camera stuff. He's so possessive and controlling. And we saw him yell at her for coming down too late, too early. He likes to have his basement time. She can only come down if she's too late and fixes her hair. He yells. If she comes down too early, he yells while he's prepping. So like, I think these cracks were there, and that's what caused the divorce. Like, I put that divorce thing up in the middle of last year before any of this conflict really got ratcheted up, because I just saw the cracks. And there's no way a husband and wife can work together when one of them is that insecure. A lot of people can work together, but he's super insecure and has to like look better than her on the air, which will result in him belittling her and shitting on her. And I think once she started getting criticism and the show started getting criticism, that's when they leaned into the like, oh, let's bring her out in a bathing suit. Let's lean into. She started wearing like more sheer clothing. I don't know if part of that was like Nick was buying her stuff or something, you know, but she went from this like almost like substitute teacher type garb to this really risque, like, you know, nets and leather and like the shitty Midwestern turquoise jewelry everywhere. It was just like, ugh.
Did
so
you
she
get
got
the divorce
here?
Did you get the divorce clock up before they met the Ricators? I don't remember the timeline.
Oh yeah.
You did? Yeah. All right, cool.
If I could just say, there's 215 people watching right now. If they could hit the like button, that would be great. But I no matter what April wore, all I could ever see was look at her and think,
Futs!
Like, she did not come across as someone that would look great. Listen, I'm very grateful for the super chats, but there's another one here where a guy's profile photograph
Jesus Christ.
is bending right over, exposing his what should we call it? His Kevin Brennan hole.
Tootsie Tunnel.
Yeah. So thank you. Ginseng Things soup party tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. Thank you. $2 from Addicted to Ubiquity. Be careful, you might summon gold foals.
If you're talking about RedBar. Gold folds is like the problem with it. Does Mike David think all these guys running around in his name like make him look good? They're like the most retarded guys.
I forgot to send the ladies the link.
Everybody that brings up Mike David, except Citizen M. I know, like, Citizen M's a weirdo, but I enjoy Citizen M's work.
Yeah, but they all have some level of derangement. Like, they're all like that Goldfolds guy, like, he can't type. His thoughts are incomplete. He's all over the place. And he types in all caps. You can tell he gets emotional. He starts leaving out letters. And it's just like, what? No one even knows what you're trying to say. Like, and then he'll just say, go watch Mike David. Go watch Mike David. But it'll be like Imka David or whatever. Like, go watch it. Go watch it. Go watch it. And he'll send he sent $80 in super chats in the first 20 minutes of my show the other night. It's like, what are you?
Yeah. It was unbelievable. And he disrupts the show. And maybe that's his plan. He just wants to disrupt the show and fucking be annoying to everyone, which whatever. But just quickly going back to RedBar, Patrick, and I know you don't talk a lot about RedBar, and I get it, but
don't talk about it because I don't want to talk about it. It's just like everyone who wants to talk about it, their question is like, what did you do after he destroyed your life? And it's just like, that's not what happened. So like, what are we talking about?
No, and that's kind of what I say. Like, people say that RedBar destroyed you, and I'm like, well, I watch him, I find it entertaining, all that, like, whatever. But no, just in terms of now, do you kind of think that he's seen people are going after you for certain little things, and he's like, oh, there's a chance to maybe fucking latch back on that again?
I honestly didn't see the full segment. I only saw the the clip of Aaron going over it. But like my first thing is like, I hope he's trolling, because if he's legit going like, look at this laugh, it's like okay. I have no comeback for that. Like he's laughing in a way we've never seen before. It's like, I didn't realize you were chronicling my laughs like the calls of rare birds. Like, okay, I have a new laugh, everybody.
Well, here's a $2 super chat from Theo Hank. This will give you a good roast in Melton. I'd like to see a recover from this one. Not for nothing, you do laugh like chipmunk.
Yes. The one he played was me laughing. I guess it was, I described it as giggling. Like it's literally like giggling. But like,
I like a giggle.
Guilty. Like if that's what we're doing, I giggle. Where do I sign?
Go
This is
look
how
at what's the...
I've actually got audio of how April laughs, which is get two dicks in her mouth while someone's fist is up her arsehole. There you go. Yeah, but I just think that when it comes to and not to interrupt you, Dean, who interrupted me, see how we do. We're fighting on there, but with this Aaron and Nick Rekieta stuff, my whole thing is just like it genuinely seems like well, not even it seems to me. I can't predict what the outcome of all this shit's going to be. Like what is the end game of this feud? Do they all get kicked offline? Do they all go back to fucking each other? Does Slam Piece get her salad tossed by April? I would watch that, even though April's ugly. What do you predict?
I think when people say that like it's Nick sweeping, we haven't really got to hear Nick. You know, everybody wants Nick to be contrite, I think is what they're looking for. I think everybody's looking for some sort of apology or explanation or, you know, again, contrition. I think like they want him to like acknowledge what he did was fucked up and wrong and that he won't do it again and that he's learned his lesson. That's what humans want to hear, right? Just in these situations. And they're getting mad because they hear Aaron saying that, but they don't hear Nick saying that. But again, Nick has pending charges, and anyone who doesn't understand that, why he can't come out and go, I'm sorry I did coke around my kid. If you don't understand that, then you just, I don't know what to do. No one should be going to jail. Aaron shouldn't be going to jail. Nick shouldn't be going to jail. These are all people with kids. Do I think Aaron is probably the most detrimental person in his kid's life? Yes. Do I think long-term what Aaron does and says about his children and what he does and his behavior on his program will hurt his kids more than anything Nick Rekieta has done? Probably.
When Nick Rekieta called into this little piggy, which can be found over at
YouTube.
Yeah. Well, specifically WATP.
I don't do plugs. I don't.
Oh, you'll do plugs and you'll like it.
We're good. No, we're good on people. We don't need any more fucking idiots. My show's actually full. I'd like to have slots, and someone has to leave for you to come in and listen.
That's actually not bad. But when it comes to when you did that episode that Nick Rekieta called in, and he's saying that Aaron tasted his load, which is a shout out to Metallica, by the way, wearing Metallica Christmas jumper. Fuck yeah.
Reload.
And pre. But I just think that how the fuck is that an insult to, well, I mean, it is an insult to Aaron, but how is it only him who's getting roasted? Because you're letting him taste your cum in your house?
If I pop in your wife's mouth and then she goes over and spits it in your mouth, how am I involved? I just fucked your wife. What does that have to do with me?
I wouldn't even let you come into my house and open my fridge. Yet I'm definitely not going to let you taste my cum here. Maybe if you bring...
You couldn't stop it. When Aaron's hungry, when Aaron wants nummy in his tummy, he came out, he saw the little drip on April's mouth. He goes, could I? And slurped it up. Maybe he went down in her box. Maybe he got a silly straw and just sucked it like a madman. We don't know. But either way, it's not anything to do with Nick. You can't help what happens to the honey after it leaves the hive.
Mike Larson, we can deal with you later, can't we? We'll focus on something else.
Yeah.
But Patrick, I want to go back a little bit because you mentioned Aaron's kids. And look, you've said some things which are very uncomfortable to say the least, right?
Yeah.
And Aaron recently, despite the hilarity of his wording of he's threatened with your ex-stepdaughter, the facts are you kind of did. You know what I mean? There is, I remember it. You went on a rant.
I never said first of all, it wasn't a threat. It wasn't a threat.
No,
there's no language clear.
No,
it was a consensual encounter once she turned 18.
There's
right. No
correct.
Involvement of children. There's no, and first of all, no one's going to do it. Again, no one's interested in this. Again, this is a comedy program. If you can't recognize jokes, but we start putting words like threat on there, and he's threatened this children. It's like, okay, well, that's not what happened. That's not what happened.
Don't jump all over. Let me finish the question, Patrick.
Whoa.
Yeah, just get the wording right, okay? You're being a fucking rat fuck. You're being a rat fuck.
Yeah, I was getting there, you rat fuck. The point I was going to make, you cover yourself legally all the time. I understand your wording of things, and that's why I don't freak out and go, oh, Patrick said something illegal. No, he didn't. But the facts are, we're not talking about legal. We're talking about morality, right?
Well,
like, you know, there's judgments people are going to make on you.
Pause it. Yeah. Because even like legal, it's a YouTube comedy show. I could go, I'm coming over to fuck your wife. Like, that's not a threat. This isn't real. So like, let's not act like I can't say that if I want to. I'm coming over to fuck Hughezy's mouth, and then I'm going to go through his fridge. Like, I'm gonna do it. Get ready. Like, what's he gonna do? This isn't a serious threat. Yes, but so what you're asking about is the perception stuff. I can't control people's perceptions. Everyone out there cutting together and spending their life trying to make me look like a pedophile doesn't even believe I'm a pedophile. So like, what do I give a fuck? Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
That's not where I was going with the question. The question I want to ask is, from your own personal look back on all of this, like, do you feel at any time you've crossed the line? Do you look back and think, oh, fuck, that was probably a bit off? Or are you just, fuck Aaron, fuck it all?
Those are two different things. Crossing a line or a bit off. You know, somebody made a great point. Somebody made a great point the other day. Like, you know, comedy is about attempting to be funny. And the minute you stop attempting to be funny just because it might not be funny, now we've censored ourselves. So did every joke land? Was every joke as funny? Look, I wouldn't have said it if I didn't think it was funny. I've told you, they're all on YouTube. They're all up. People keep clipping them like they're discovering these buried archives of me saying some shit. I stand behind every joke I ever tried to make. They're jokes. I can't say it enough to people, but people with brains understand it. Making a joke about and are not even close. On the line of crimes. Like, they're not, like, you can't, the argument that like this guy talks about all the time, is insane. It's insane. Ray talks about going out on dates. There's no evidence he's ever been on one.
Hey, let's not joke about Ray DeVito dating. That's fucking disgusting. Let's go back to the pedo talk, please.
I would understand it if they were even like close. But this mental math people do to where it's like, oh, well, if you talk about this, you must do it. It's like, okay. I mean,
no, I totally agree with that. And through all of Vince the lawyer's searching and all that, he cannot find an instance.
Oh, is Vince the lawyer trying to get me?
No. Let me finish, Patrick. Jesus Christ.
I don't even. But that's the thing. Like, you mentioned all this stuff. I don't even know these people are after me. It's like,
no, Vince is not after you.
Okay.
My comment was going to be, Vince the lawyer's done all this searching, and there's no example of ESO doing fucking jokes. You know what I mean?
Oh, right. Okay.
The guy with the porn. He can't find an example of him doing fucking jokes.
Yeah,
I don't think a pedophile is going on a comedy show and doing jokes. He probably want to keep that to himself.
Yeah, it's just the worst thing you can say about somebody, and when you get hurt, that's what you go to. It's like literally the fact that Aaron has gone to that, and that he has evolved it from he makes inappropriate jokes about kids to he sexually harassed my daughter to he wants to fuck. Just shows you that's what it is. It's a hurt man who's constantly ratcheting up the crimes that another man perpetrated on him, even though it all points back to the same thing. He's all talking about this cup holder joke, right? But it went from I made an inappropriate joke to I harassed his daughter to I want to. It's like, ugh.
Yeah, the crime in the cup holder joke is the lack of comedy. It just wasn't funny. It's not inappropriate.
But first of all, people keep calling it a joke. It was a throwaway line. It's not like some well-crafted like setup punch that I did. He was talking about the cup holders in the car, and I go, "You turn your kids upside down, you got an extra cup holder." It's just a throwaway line. I'm not printing it on shirts. We're not trying to tweet it out to get viral. It's not a joke. I'm not putting it in an act. Like, but again, the minute we stop doing stream of conscience, I don't know how you'll end up like. I guess you'll end up like one of these shows where they don't really ever say anything. They just kind of repeat stuff over and over again because you're constantly second guessing yourself. It's like,
that's fair. But back to it. Is there anything with Aaron that you're like, I regret doing that, or I take it back? Is there anything?
Maybe I'd have to go through it. You mean like as far as jokes? I just like,
no, not jokes.
If I say something and it doesn't land, that's gonna happen.
No, for example, like you kind of did. You didn't direct your audience to report his channel, but there was kind of an.
I think I did. I think I actually did.
All right. Well, there you go. All right. So you did direct, like stuff like that. Like, would you take shit like that back to be like, there's no need to report?
Maybe depending on the day. I don't know. There's something about like you go to a guy and you're like, hey, you're doing something highly illegal here, and he goes, "Fuck you, I am not," and you go like, all right. Like,
yeah. Like
versus telling a guy and he thought he could cover his ass by he's like, oh yeah, I'm not allowed to give entries to a drawing, then I'll give 1 million entries to a drawing. It's just like that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen someone do in my life. So like
I know it was an idea.
Look, do I want him to lose his livelihood? Actually, no. But that's not what again, it's like the prison thing everybody's stroking themselves to. Melton's going to prison. Nothing works like that. He would have got contacted by an agency. He would have got shut down from doing it. He might have had to pay a fine, or no one was going to jail or losing their show or, whatever. He's probably more in danger of actually YouTube violations of policy than state FCC, Federal Trade Commission violations. So I think he's more likely to get shut down. Again, every one of those Midland Armory ads, he's got hundreds of shows with Midland Armory ads, and he got 1 strike for 1. Well, he could get 200 more strikes for the rest of them that are still up on his channel. And I'm not winking.
Do you want your show back? Or?
Yeah. If everyone could hit the like button, thanks to Lemmy. Speaking of which, we get a massive donation of Canadian money, not to humble brag. 169 from Matt Wilson. You're jealous of me, Melton. Get over it. Here's one from Hot Dog Brenner, which I had to double check was really a hot dog. Thanks everybody. For $5, RedBar wears diapers.
Is that true?
I've heard that, and that's why people.
Well, where does it come from?
Is Innis?
No, where does the diaper rumor come from?
I think Pot Awful had video of him where it showed when he turned on a screen or whatever.
Coming out of his pants?
Yeah, like his jumper lift up or something.
No, that would be everywhere. If he was wearing
I've seen it.
If he's wearing diapers and you're telling people to go watch his show, I'm done.
Well, do you think that the diaper stuff could be a work?
Yeah. Totally.
So, still totally hilarious pun that I did there. Another one without a prolapsed anus, a plug from another massive Canadian donation. I'm huge in Canada. Soup party tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. I love soup. There you go.
Are the diapers for piss or shit?
I would say shit.
If he's making fun of people while sitting in his own sloppy shit, then there's no, you can't even, you can't go, look at his new laugh. It will be like, look at your new inability to control your asshole.
Well, here's a question by someone again. And if this stirs the shit, I don't know if this is real.
He did it. He doesn't wear diapers because he shits. I'm gonna giggle.
I don't know what this actually means. From numero Uno Josh Denny fan. Ask Melton about Stephanie Burns, please.
It's an ex-girlfriend from 12 years ago. What do you want to know? He keeps asking for her number and stuff. He's just being weird. It's like, okay.
Yeah, I've never heard of.
I dated her 12 years. Is a girl I dated 12 years ago. And
is that the one that did like the props and stuff that RedBar went off?
No,
not the same one. Oh.
That was Christina.
Yeah.
So to sum up, we don't want to Melton's kid or not Melton's kids, Steel Toes kids.
Wow.
Nick is just as bad as Aaron. But that's one of the things I wanted to mention because there's a guy.
I don't know if Nick is just as bad as Aaron. And you asked one of the questions you asked. I wish you would ask me. I think on one of your last shows was, do you think all this steel toe piling on is going too far? Do you think it's too much? You asked.
Well, that was literally what I was about to say because there's a guy out there called Cheese who actually looks like he would be called that. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
He has literally gone to Steel Toes outside his house.
I think that was a bit easy.
No, he actually did go.
Did he?
Yeah, and he would like take photographs and all this type of shit.
But Aaron knows that guy and he's friends with him.
Really?
Yeah, that's the guy that showed up. That's the guy that showed up at the boxing ring when Ethan Ralph was supposed to show up that night, but the fans showed up, and then Aaron let him into the gym. Remember? That was Cheese.
Yeah, yeah.
He's also the guy that Ian Hawke and all these BYB guys are going after, saying he, I don't know, sexually assaulted a woman who's another fan of Steel Toe. I don't know what's going on in Minnesota. I don't have.
Yeah, the word is that there was at some party on the dance floor and he felt her tits or something.
But Aaron sticks up for him. Aaron's his buddy, and he donates to the show all the time.
See, this is all this information that because I don't pay attention to this shit outside.
Yeah, Aaron's been talking to him recently in his chat, being like, "Hey, it's my buddy Cheese," and Cheese gives money, and Aaron's on that side. Aaron's on Team Cheese.
Well, fuck me. Not by Aaron or by Nick Rekieta. That's completely fucking insane then. So maybe Aaron may actually be as bad as people are saying. That's fucked up.
Careful, Hughezy. We still might be able to get him back on his Hughezy alert.
We're orange pilling people today.
Yeah. But Hughezy, you made a comment like you're like, I'm hashtag Team Aaron and all that shit. Like there's no team. There's no teams, Hughezy. Like Nick Rekieta, I just find him boring. I'm not interested in Nick Rekieta. I find Aaron funny to laugh at. You know what I mean? Like, there's too many people like making teams and deciding you're on one side. Like, Patrick, I know you're like, I guess, using Nick Rekieta at the moment to get as much as you can for Aaron, but like for you, it's not really about Nick, is it?
I don't even like. The thing about it is, like, I just don't know a lot about Nick, and everyone who seems to be really upset about Nick is upset that he portrayed himself as this trad dad who's now, it's come out that he likes to swing and do drugs and kind of be a degen. And if I'd said I'd never done cocaine, I'd just be a fucking hypocrite. If I pretended cocaine didn't fucking rule, I'd be a hypocrite. So, like, is Nick boring? Maybe. Is Nick a bad guy? Maybe. I don't know enough about him, but like, again, does this guy deserve to never see his children again and never have his kids again if he's made steps to improve his life and stuff? What's better for those kids? You know? So that's where I'm at. And would I have a beer with Nick if he came out to Hackamania like he's joked about doing? Like, absolutely. Would I have a beer with April? Would I apologize for going after April so hard to her face? Probably. When they were together, it was hard to like separate it because, like I said, like Aaron's sitting here lying to everybody and she's sitting here co-signing it all. So eventually, once they break and she starts speaking out against him as he's done against her, everything he said about his ex-wife, it's like awful. Like there's no joy or good memories he ever really goes over. Maybe while he was pretending she was upstairs, but since she left in the divorce, once she signed those divorce papers, her pussy smelled. She wasn't good on the show. She's stupid. It's like, okay, well.
So what was he in court for? Was for the April stuff?
When?
Yeah, because the photographs of him going into a court and then he was arrested. What was that over?
That was for the. I don't remember because the violation of the HRO and the Kayla Ricada felony charges happened within like a week or two. So I don't remember. He had to go one week twice.
The video and pictures of him going into court, that was the HRO violation.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And then the revenge porn was the internet, the Zoom meeting for the arraignment or whatever the fuck it was, and going to jail for the revenge porn. Yeah. And they were like, 2 weeks apart, I think.
So then why is he called a woman beater?
Because when Ashley filed the restraining order on Aaron originally, this was in December, January of 2023, 2024. So right at the beginning of this year. Aaron got served in January. Aaron and April got served with a harassment restraining order from Ashley. In the documents for that paperwork as supporting evidence for why Aaron was dangerous and she needed a restraining order, she included private texts April sent her, which Citizen M has retweeted out today and recreated in a more clear form. But she had in those court documents private text conversations from 2022 that alleged he had cut off her airway, choked her out, slammed her head, and that he had done this for months. He had done it multiple times for months. So she must have been
a really annoying woman to deserve that.
Yeah.
But like he does this spin now where he's like, well, April's a bitter ex-wife, so of course she's alleging all that. But those texts are from 2022 when they weren't even married 1 year yet.
He's so
full of shit. He's so full of shit.
When he says about ex-wives lying, Patrick, I actually think he's breaking his HRO when he does that, because I think he's talking that Ashley's lying. I don't think he's saying April's lying.
Well, he says that HRO is not in effect anymore, and he talks about Ashley all the time now. So again, I don't know.
But what's interesting, like you said, April and Aaron were served with the HRO, right?
Yep.
They both broke it together. Why wasn't April in court as well?
I don't know. I don't know.
She's ugly.
She probably, because that was like May 23rd or whatever the date of the paperwork was filed against Aaron. She knew by that point that they were divorced, and she knew that woman would never be around her kids or on the air again. And if you go read those text messages, they say like, "You're one of my best friends." Like they were friends. Like they were good friends. And Aaron ultimately has control of what goes out over the airwaves on Steel Toe. Like April didn't have any choice.
What do you think is the likely possibility of Aaron breaking the HRO again? And what do you think will happen to him in that cell? And how much of it will be against his will?
I don't even think he doesn't have to break the HRO. If he breaks the law at all before next August, he goes to jail for 90 days. If he steals a packet of gum from a store.
Well, that is worth going to jail. Like I'm telling you, you steal gum in my eyes, you deserve the chair. Okay.
I have a theory.
You already stole cum.
The revenge porn charge. I have a theory that Aaron may accept some jail time, so he's got this great thing to run with of like, I was the guy who was sent to jail for what I did on my show. You know, like it's this thing
that's
that
what
he
I was
trying to build up.
For a while, that's what I was thinking. That's what he was. But he seems to know he got some sort of a plea deal. He seems to have gotten some good news this week or something. And but again, like, even if, let's say they put another 90-day suspended sentence hanging over him, it's like, how this will affect how you sleep when you're like on probation or like parole or whatever the fuck it is. Like, with these suspended sentences hanging over you, I imagine there'll be some kind of fine. He'll have to pay some sort of retribution. I don't know. There's a victim in it, so that's why this one's different. There's another side. You're not just fighting the state. Like there is a person on the other end who you did wrong.
What is your opinion on the reunion of the glory team of Aaron, Gino, and infamously talented podcaster Keanu. Do you think that's a legitimate reunion of let's get the show back on, or do you think it's a case of I need people on my side?
It's three lost ships that they don't know what the fuck they're doing, and they just keep bumping into each other. Like, is this a thing? Like,
well, speaking of things, and I'm having to double check these now. From $2 from Mudman, soup party live tonight, 8 p.m. I can't wait to find out what a soup party is. Here's one from.
That's what Mike David's having in his pants.
A cheese enjoyer, Fiesta de Dopa esta noche a las 8 p.m. Eastern. I wonder what that means.